thank you. We are Beykent University students and
Right.
this is our graduation project.
Right.
Our online magazine, Istanbul's Culture and Art, artxtanbul like society. So, this is the first question.
Go ahead.
Okay. How do you perceive the public's approach to art in both foreign countries and Turkey? And how we can cultivate this awareness within our own society?
Well, obviously, there's many people who really love art in Turkey too. I can see it in art fairs, I can see it when they come to my shows, I can see it with all the personal interest or love they put towards me even in the streets. But of course, we are living in a country where the state has 110,000 mosques. And after Atatürk, I think they did, just recently the number went up from 1. After Atatürk, they did only 2 art museums with 110,000 mosques. That tells you enough on what kind of priority art is in Turkey, which means that art has no priority in Turkey.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the least of the worries of the government. Art is only important for Turkish governments as far as, oh, those artists are, they should not, as long as they don't make much noise, they can exist. That's it. So in foreign countries, there's thousands of museums, art centers of the Ministry of Culture, of the municipality, of the regional municipalities. There are foundations. There are anyway thousands and thousands of art collectors. So of course that life is not as easy in Turkey. Being an artist in a Western country is easier. And how can we cultivate this awareness within our society? Well, you can cultivate it through education, even in high school or universities, even people who don't study art, even people who are going to become doctors or engineers or mathematicians, they should know that being around all sorts of art cultivates their creativity, their revolutionary spirit, their searching automatically for something new. It's a way of existing, it's a way of thinking. So, and it feeds the soul, and everybody needs that. Doctors, engineers, housewives, businessmen, businesswomen, everybody needs that. So we should cultivate it through media, through education, through art programs, TV stations or art articles, art magazines, and also respect to art and artists. When children are growing, making them aware that artists are special people, that without them the world would look empty, the world would look dry. Everybody should tell to kids, imagine a world without art. You come home, there's no serial on TV, there's no film, there is no music, there's no concert, there's no paintings on the wall. So this should open the eyes of a lot of kids or a lot of high school people. They don't realize that art is everywhere or design is everywhere.
Good answers. Thank you for all. Second one, how do you find the interaction between digital media and art, and what we are told on the impact of the technology on your artistic practice?
Obviously the digital world is related now to social media, and the digital world comprises emails, Instagrams, Facebook, WhatsApp. You can add TikTok, although I don't understand it much. But thanks to this digital media, artists can reach the world in a much faster way. Or let's say that we have a panel discussion. This panel discussion is, we can publicize it through art, through digital medias, much faster than from the regular channels, because then you are tied by the newspaper. If they don't print it, you cannot do your digital. If they don't print it in the newspaper, you can have your panel discussion, but nobody will come. But if you publicize it on digital media, then you can reach out thousands of people. So this is one example. Or an artist who has different emails, numbers, telephones, or different Instagram accounts can reach out to the world and keep his hopes alive. So as far as sharing the information and spreading out the word and developing careers, it's very important. And also technology is used by, there are many multidisciplinary art forms using photography, TV, film, video, installation, other materials. So in the multidisciplinary world of multimedia works, of course that it becomes also very important.
This is my favorite question. I'm
All right.
very excited for it. What should be done for the further recognition of Turkish art in the global arena, especially for young artists?
Well, you know, the example I've been giving for, well, I've written books. The examples I have given is this, like there is a running line in, let's say, Olympics, either 5,000 meter, for instance. Every Western runner has been prepared with special vitamins, special health care, with special, fruit juices, vitamins, and special coach. And whereas the non-Western runners, imagine that don't let them eat for 3 days, you don't let them drink water for 2 days, and you tie a big blocks of stone on their legs and you say, bang, go, start running. And the Western people have to run and you have to try to run as well. And then the Western wins and he says, oh, I won. Oh, congratulations, fantastic. It's always the same 5 countries: France, England, Germany, Italy, United States, maybe a little Spain, So everybody is congratulating them and is happy. And the non-Western runner or the non-Western artist, is in the same situation. Is in the same situation. The Western intelligentsia helps with foundations, with museums, with galleries, with collectors, the Western young artists. Whereas we are non-existing, we are nobody. The state has no museums, the state has no programs to help young artists. The state only sometimes, for publicity reasons, makes an exhibition and invites people and offers them cherry juice or Coca-Cola. And then they say, we have done a lot for art. We have let you exhibit it in our backyard. Whereas normally they should give lots of budget for huge publicity in foreign art magazines, publish catalogs, have those artists show in the best galleries, in the best museums, establish contacts, help them out, give them curator, make them meet art historians, arrange dinners with them and galleries, art historians of the foreign country. But in Turkey, all of this is a dream. It's non-existent. But if you have other nice passports, these are realities. So this is the answer to the question, what should be done for the further recognition of Turkish art? And if there was we have many very rich people in Turkey, but none of them says, I'm gonna spend very serious amount of money to organize an exhibition about Turkish art that's gonna outblast New York or Paris or Berlin. I'm gonna make huge publicity. Everybody's gonna hear. Everybody's going to talk about it. I'm gonna do the ever best show. Nobody has an ambition like this. No Turkish businessmen have an ambition like this. You know what kind of ambitions they have? Oh, you know what? I bought this German artist. I paid $30 million. I paid $30 million for this German artist. And then they would come and say, oh, you know this Turkish artist? I bought him for less than half a price of what he asked. I bargained him down. He's proud of bargaining down the small money of the Turkish artist. And he's proud of paying this much more for the German or Italian artist. It's a disease. None of them wants to be a proud patron of the art who's going to be proud of the success of Turkish artists, Turkish young artists, a big Turkish art show in a museum. Those feelings are non-existent in Turkey for the government, for the Prime Minister, for the Ministry of Culture. And I'm not talking about just this government. I'm talking about all governments since Atatürk. After Atatürk, there was no government who was ever involved with the level of publicity that Turkish art should get. That's the answer.
Did you like our questions?
Not bad.
Oh, thanks. Have the response to your NFT art differed in the interpretations compared to your other artistic endeavors?
Let's say that NFT is a new thing for the world. It's supposed to develop itself very fast. But on the other hand, the reality of the framed existing artwork that you can touch is a big reality. So the NFT world is not going to beat this easily. Real artworks that you can hold, that you can see, that you can feel, that you can hang in your home is a strength, is a reality that the theoretical world of NFT was supposed to destroy very fast. But it didn't happen like this. For instance, when people developed their telephones with videos so that you could chat with video, people thought that in everyday life people would always talk with video phones. It didn't happen like this. We use the video phones, even lately in the last years, maybe only 5% in our life, not more. And whereas when it first came out, people thought that it was going to be 80%. The other thing is we would think that the NFTs would very fast get in front of the real exhibitions, real paintings, real artworks. But it didn't happen like this because collectors are very conservative. They don't understand how the NFT is supposed to be bought. The way this cold money token in the cold, purse of NFT is supposed to be bought, is supposed to be spent, is something totally different. And it's something that freaks out the regular art collector. It scares him away. After he listens to how it should be done, he says, yes, thanks for telling me about all that. I will think about it. I will come back later to you. But meanwhile, I want to know what's the price of this or that work. Because he wants to be able to hang them, have them. So there is a lot of NFT collectors who are hoping for this market to develop, and they are getting involved in this market. But if you ask me, the reality is that it developed itself much slower than people thought it would. The NFT world didn't develop in the last 3-4 years as fast as people thought it would. Because paintings and holdable paintings, conservative artworks have a very big strength.
Could you tell us a little about your adventure at UNESCO?
Well, the Turkish Art Association is part of a UNESCO umbrella, and we founded it again in 1989, and I'm among the 8 founders of UPSD, Uluslararası Plastik Sanatlar Derneği, which is one of the international national associations that exist within this umbrella of UNESCO's International Art Associations. So I've been board of UPSD. Then in 2006, after I stayed in the board for 3 years in 1989 and 92, decided to become president. I was a candidate and I became president in 2006. And I've been president since 2006. I want to quit soon, but it's been a long time, but I have to find the right candidate for this. Now, the right candidate to follow my line and wants to be the new president. It's not easy. It's not an easy job. In 2015, before that, in 2011, I became a member of the World Executive Board. And when I became a member of the executive board, just before that, I said, how come there is no World Art Day? So we just realized, we checked everywhere, and we just realized that there is no World Art Day. So I said, there's a General Assembly in Guadalajara, we should suggest that birthday of Leonardo da Vinci becomes World Art Day. So I went to Mexico, to Guadalajara, and I said, as Turks, we suggest that this birthday of Leonardo becomes World Art Day. It was accepted unanimously. Everybody said yes, bravo, very good. And birthday of Leonardo for all the art associations, 15th of April became World Art Day. But after that, in 2012, all the World Art Associations started celebrating World Art Day on the 15th of April. But after that was not enough because we wanted it to become official. 2015, they elected me as the world president of the International Association of Art under the umbrella of UNESCO. So after I became world president, it was not my desire. They pushed me to become. All the other countries, they wanted me as the president. Maybe because of World Art Day, maybe because of my French and English, maybe whatever reasons. I didn't want to become, but they elected me almost by force. And I stayed 7 years world president. And in 2019, after 2 years of diplomatic efforts, we made World Art Day be accepted by UNESCO General Assembly officially. So now when you enter the site of UNESCO, April 15 is World Art Day. And can be a surprise, but it all started in a talk I had downstairs in the table where you put your stuff when you came today. It was a meeting on that table where I said, how come there's no World Art Day? So this is an example to show you that you can change the world. You must not be scared, you must be methodical, you must be persistent, you must follow up your thoughts, and you can change the world. Now, millions of people are celebrating World Art Day. Just because on that table where you came downstairs, I said, how come there's no World Art Day? So we have to be open to change the world. We can do it. So, of course, to succeed this, I had to give many speeches in UNESCO General Assembly, talk to diplomats, make meetings with them. I can tell 10 more seconds, but it was very difficult. It's not easy to get in touch with all these people, to fly to Paris, to make appointments. Nothing is easy in life. Nothing is easy. Everything I tell you seems easy, but I tell you the truth. It's difficult. But if you work hard, you can do it. I've been working 20 hours a day for the past 45 years. 20 hours a day. Sometimes 18. So nothing is easy in life. But don't say when you listen to this, oh, I cannot do that. Maybe you can.
If I want it, I get it.
Yeah, give yourself that chance. So let's say that I left some marks in UNESCO.
This is last question. Is there a story about the foundation of Pyramid Art that we are doing this interview with?
Pyramid was first started its live film production and publishing company. 1998. Were you born?
2000.
Okay, you were not born. It first published my cult book, The Bone, Kemik, which was a bestseller in the year 2000. Published it with Pyramid because 20 publishers were afraid to publish Bone because it was going until the bone in every aspect of life. Sex, death, new technologies, politics, everything. So I said, if they are scared, I'm gonna become the father and the mother of the book. So I'm gonna be the writer and the publisher. So I published The Bone and it was a success. It was a bestseller, but then it became forbidden. I had to fight 6-8 months to free the book. Was forbidden in the Turkish market. I won the case, now it's free. But you've never read a book like this, and I have a line that's gonna, after you leave Pyramid, you're gonna say, have you heard what he said? And you're gonna make fun of my line. That line is, The Bone is such a good novel that not even I can write a better novel. Now, this December we are doing almost 25th year publication with new cover and everything. I suggest you guys to read it. You've never read a book like this. By the way, it's the only book that predicted 9/11 in New York. The famous planes that hit the towers was in my book 10 months before it happened. And there are many other things that my book predicted, including the football video assistant referee VAR system, or including the Viagra erection pills, many other things, including the iPhone. With the iPhone came in 2006. My book came out in 2000. Even that, everything. The only thing that it predicted that's not here yet is the dream recording machine, so that you can wake up in the morning and watch your dreams. If that comes too, the mission will be accomplished. So after that, in 2006, after 8 long years of fight, I had a studio here 300 meters away, Tarlabaşı. I had a great studio that looked like this. It was about 400 meters square, I think. And they asked us to evict, to go out of this building. It was an old Armenian foundation, and we had many legal problems. So after 8 years of legal fight, we said, okay, we are going out. And one of my friends found this building, and he said to me, go see it, it's very interesting. Came to see this building. As soon as I visited this whole building, I said, yes, but this is not a studio, this is an art center. So now I have to make an art center. I didn't look for this building because I was looking for a building that would suit an art center. I was looking for a studio, but I found this building, so I decided to do an art center. It's this building that forced me to do an art center. After 18 years, now that it's been open for 17, 18 years, you can ask me the question, well, are you happy you have it now, your art center, or would you have preferred just the Bedri Baykam studio as before? I would answer, I don't know. We will never know. We will never know how my life would have evolved if I stayed only in that studio, if I didn't have the art center. I also don't know how my life would have evolved if I had continued to stay in the United States. I came back after 8 years in the United States. I came back to Turkey in 1987. I don't know what would have happened if I had stayed there. My whole art career would have been different. That also we will never know. So we can only imagine or write books or write hallucinations, surrealistic guess stories about what would have happened. But anyway, the reality is that now Pyramid Art Center, we show many artists, we sell the works of many artists, and we publish books, we do panel discussions. Like the one you see here now, we make books that influence the whole Turkish art scene. I guess we did something good, my guess. So Pyramid is probably Turkey's most free, independent, free-spirited art center. We have no capital that is behind us. We have no bank, no holding corporation, no foundation. We only survive with sales of artwork, and we are independent. There are many art centers that belong to big holding corporations or banks. They would not have courage to make art shows with politics or eroticism, whereas we are free to do anything we want. And we are free to touch social issues, historical and political issues as well in our panel discussions or in our exhibitions or in the films that we show. So I guess we also did something good with Pyramid. Now Pyramid is a symbol of seriousness in art. We publish more books than museums, and we do some quite important shows. So I guess we did something good. Thank you.
Thank you for good answers.
Yeah.
And thank you to my friends.
I hope this interview was fruitful for all of you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Teşekkür ederim.
Çok teşekkür ederim.
Rica ederim.